Hello and welcome to yet another exciting session of Coffee with Chatterbox. Today we are thrilled to introduce to you a young innovator who is already creating waves in the world of robotics and technology. He got inspired into the world of robotics while at a workshop at Don Bosco School. And since then, there's been no looking back for him. How do you keep yourself updated with what's happening in the world of technology?
I can actually show you how. This thing right here.
He has represented his robotics center at various avenues and multiple schools. While he is not into robotics, you may find him playing a guitar, or maybe he is getting allured towards nature through his lenses, or maybe you may find him engaging, in a strategic game of chess. He is a future robotics engineer. Let's dive into a fascinating conversation with this future robotic engineer, and let's learn about his dreams, about his journey, and about the fantastic projects that he's been working on. Let's welcome Tanishq. Tanishq, welcome to Coffee with Chatterbox.
Thanks for having me.
How are you feeling?
Amazing.
All right. So, my first question, which I'm very, very curious to know about, how old are you?
14.
You're 14. Wow. Okay. So, can you tell us about the moment when this bug of robotics first bit you? I mean, when was that moment of realization when you thought, yes, this is what I want to do?
Alright, interesting question actually. So I was in class 2 at the time. We had a pitch in our school by a center called Cognite. You might know
Okay.
them as Robonite.
Yeah.
So they came in, they showed us a few robots. I was like, oh, what's this new toy that I can play with?
Hmm.
I was like, wait, I can do this? Me, the Tanishq Baid, who was in class 2, can make all of these things? I was interested. Like, I had no, how do I describe it? It's such a happy moment in my life that I cannot describe it in words. So I listened to them. I listened each and every word with impeccable thought process that wait, I can make this. I can progress in this field. And that's when the bug bit me. He was like, hey, yes, this is your future. Do this.
So literally, it was like love at first sight. You saw the
Exactly.
toy, you saw the robots, and like, wow, this is what I want to do.
Exactly.
Yes, great, amazing. So tell us about. I got to know that you have been representing your robotics center in other places too, in other schools as
That's
well.
correct.
So what has been the most challenging part of doing that?
The most challenging part, honestly, there have been none.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm always over prepared. Whenever we go for a pitch, I know the location well. I track down all the information that I need, the nearest charging port to the extra batteries we have.
Wow.
Plus, I'm always prepared with my team. I know what they're making. I know each and every part of their bots as well. Which part can need a repair between the pitches, which parts needs to be replaced if needed at all. And yeah, we are always over prepared with our pitches, and we are always prepare speeches properly. Okay,
Great.
we make sure that the person in front of us is always impressed.
Great. So I am picking one word from what you said. Go over prepared with whatever you have to deliver, right?
Yes.
And at this age, if you are so over prepared with your work, with assignments, it just shows the incredible mindset that you already have. That's so amazing, Tanish. That's so amazing.
Thanks.
So, how do you come up with the ideas for your upcoming projects for robotics, especially?
All right. For robotics, we usually have a fixed syllabus, but my teachers give me a lot of freedom. Okay, since I'm the highest level right now, I have a lot of freedom of what I can do. So I just look at real life examples and mainly movies. For example, the Bat movie from Batman.
Okay.
I've made one of those. And at real life examples such as JCBs and construction sites, they are like one of my favorite places. I can just see a few machines that are working, for example, JCBs, cranes, and other machines, and I can, make a smaller design and then improve them. For example, you have seen people operate JCBs by sitting inside a control station, right?
Right. Yeah.
Well, I have made a JCB that can be operated by Bluetooth.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So like I'm just taking things that already exist and making them more efficient.
Great. So you are basically drawing your lessons, your inspiration from real life examples,
That's
like
correct.
things that we see around us. And that's so wonderful. So, Tanish, can you tell us about the most memorable and favorite project of yours that you have worked on and why?
Okay. So my most favorite, right? It has to be the flood relief bot. So we have seen landslides, we have seen floods, right? They're terrible. They cause a lot of destruction. Well, I created a bot which can deliver food and supplies on its own to the refugees.
What are you saying? Really?
Yes. Yeah. We can. It follows a simple principle of line follow. Okay. Which, if it cannot follow, well, it has a pre-coded program to a given location. It can follow any one of those paths and reach the refugees. So we have seen people get lost in floods, right? And even the rescuers, even they get lost at times.
Right.
Yeah. So this is a lot better, a lot safer, and a lot more efficient as well.
Wow. So how can we see those projects? Why didn't you? I wished we could see them in real time and see all those incredible inventions that you've been working on. So you should, even share the details about your website or your pages where people can follow you and see the incredible work that you have created so far.
Well, I usually share it on my socials,
All
like my
right.
Instagram.
All right.
On YouTube, it's from my center.
All
Okay, we
right.
don't post a lot, but it's from our Robotics center, and yeah, that's all.
Great.
That's about
So,
it.
can you just walk us through how do you build robots? I mean, the process of building it, maybe for a layman like me who understands nothing about robots. So, can you just walk me through the building process of a robot?
All right, let's. The first step is the schematic. First, we have a software called the Lego Digital Designer. Most of our softwares are designed by Lego. Okay, so we have something called a Lego Digital Designer.
Okay.
First, there are a lot of parts in it that we also have in real life, such as the full bush and the half bush, which are used to connect wheels and other parts. So let's see. We have a schematic. Then it can create a build guide out of the steps we used. Then it will create the guide. We will follow that guide and make the bot in real life. Next comes the coding part. But before that comes the problem statement. We have to see what the problem is, what we are trying to solve. Okay. So first, the biggest problem is understanding the problem statement, because that's where you actually have to think. How can I be efficient? How can I be prominent in solving this problem? Okay, so schematic is done, the building is done. Now comes the programming. Programming is the most rawest part, I would say, because we don't have to think a lot. We can do whatever we want, and it's going to turn out good. We know it.
Great,
Yeah.
great. So that's so, really fascinating to hear such things from a young 14-year-old lad like you to talk about such insights about robotics. So, can you describe a time when you were overwhelmed or it was a very challenging project for you and you still managed to do it? Or maybe it was a failure for you. So, can you describe one such moment or one such project that
I
happened
still remember it to this date. The date was 17 July. I
this
still
year?
no 17 July 2022.
Okay.
Okay, I was making my first weapon. That was the machine gun. We had a lot of complex parts in it. We had to make a lot of gear trains to maximize the weapon speed, and like the bullets were just flying off. Like it wasn't accurate at all, and it broke quite a few times. So that was extremely disappointing because I broke a few parts as well. Like we use connectors. I broke a few connectors as well, and I hate breaking my parts. Okay.
Okay.
I'm always aware of my utility, what I have and what I don't. And it just broke me that the one thing that I want to make right now is not working. Okay, because I spent a lot of time on it. It was one of my longest projects I did for first attempt. It took me 4 hours just to make the bot.
So did you finally give it up or you tried to build it up
I
again?
made it.
You made it?
Yes. I
Wow.
have made 3 variations of it as well by
Un-
now.
Excellent.
Yeah, and my
Excellent.
record time is 50 minutes.
50, 50.
Yes. 50 minutes, I've completed the bot, I've completed the code as well.
My God. So Tanish, tell me one thing. At this age, I'm sure there's a lot of pressure from school, and then you have your assignments to be done, and then you have so many hobbies. You're also into photography, guitar, writing, and then robotics. How do you balance all of these things?
Okay. So this is the thing I've learned from my father. Always have a routine. I wake up in the morning, I go for a morning run. I
Yes.
return home by 6:37 ish. I get ready for school. I head to school, come back at 4 o'clock ish. Okay, so I eat, I get refreshed, and at 5 o'clock I sit to study. 5 to 7:30 I study. After that, I have a lot of time. Okay, I try to stay updated in school. Like during my breaks, I don't play a lot. I talk with my friends, and sometimes I finish a few assignments in the meanwhile because we have a lot, and I mean a lot of assignments to be done. Okay, so I try to be as efficient in class and during the school hours as possible so that I can enjoy at home. Then after 7:30, I can do my hobbies till 9 o'clock, 9:30. Then I have my dinner. After that, I check if I still have some assignments pending. If not, I'll study a bit on my own and pick a new hobby or two. Like I picked writing recently.
Okay.
Yeah, like last week I started writing a lot. I wrote a few stories, a few poems, a few quotes that I had on my mind, and yeah, it's been great.
Super, man. I think this is such a wonderful thought that you've given to be disciplined in life. If we can start our day early, if we can keep ourselves more organized and efficient, I think that shows the day. So that's so brilliant a thought, Tanish. And I think a lot of children of your age, younger ones as well, would draw inspiration from something that you just mentioned. It's all about being disciplined, about being so organized in your life. So I think that's so incredible to hear that from you. Tanish, I'd also like to know, like, how do you keep yourself updated with what's happening in the world of technology and especially in robotics, because that's where your major interest lies. So how do you keep yourself updated about what's happening around?
I can actually show you how. This thing right here. It
Okay.
always keeps me updated. Whenever I wake up in the morning, I have all my updates on my phone. Okay, I follow a lot of pages of Elon Musk on Twitter. I follow few people on LinkedIn as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know not a website for my age of people, but still, I follow them, and I know like what's going on in the world right now. Like tech, like Sora AI, it was a huge wave at the time. Perplexity, it's still useful. I still use it every day. And then other companies such as Boat, they create new innovations in the sound and speaker market. Then Elon Musk, Starlink, then Tesla, then SpaceX, the big companies, and they are the ones who are innovating right now. Other
Your
companies are,
ideas are just blowing away my mind, Tanish. How many hours a day do you spend on your phone? I mean, what's your screen time like on an average?
all right. So my socials, I spend max to max 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes, including YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, and then LinkedIn is 30 minutes. Like I
Okay.
follow quite a lot of pages and I read a few articles. Then comes other websites such as Twitter. Like they take 30 minutes of my time, and then my guitar videos.
So most of the time that you spend on social media, I'm sure those must be the informative pages that
Yeah,
you're talking about,
mostly
or
informative
people whom you
and
follow,
yes,
like.
informative and socializing with people. Because I love socializing. I love talking to people. I love knowing their views on different things.
Right. Right.
Okay, because there are so many people in this world. There are
Yeah.
over 8 billion. There are
Right.
8 billion views to understand.
Right.
How could you not love it?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, can you tell me about some of the mentors who have helped you shape your life, give your direction, and whom you really look up to for inspiration?
First of all, you.
Okay.
Okay, you taught me how to just sit in front of a camera, sit in front of a crowd of like over 1,000 people and say confidently. I've
I'm
realized that
flattened.
it's only me and you. It's only us who are talking, and there's no one else in the room. That's how I
Right.
analyze it.
Right.
Now, coming to my other mentors, my school teachers, okay, they are a huge help. I used to hang out with them during my lunch breaks. I used to ask them about how they, you know, succeeded in their lives. One of my teachers gave me a really good tip, and I still use it every day. Be a man with zero expectations. You will never be
Absolutely.
disappointed.
Absolutely. I
Okay.
think expectations are the cause of all the miseries. Yeah.
Yes.
That's something that Buddha has preached to us.
Exactly.
Yeah. Great.
And then coming to others, Aman Gupta. I recently met him as well.
The founder of Boat.
Yes.
All right.
People
Yeah.
say don't meet your heroes, but I'm totally against that. I saw him and I was like, he's a hustler, but he's always serious as well. You might have seen him on Shark Tank. He's so
Yes.
chill. He
Yeah.
never asks a question usually, and when he does, they're just straight on bangers.
Right. Yeah.
So you just analyze that personality, and you're like, wait, I cannot decipher this person. Who is he? And that just scares me and excites me at the same time that there is a person like this. And then comes my father. He has taught me three things in life, and I still follow them every day. Have a routine, be punctual, and be principled.
Have a routine, be punctual,
Be principled.
be principled. Wonderful. Wonderful. So,
'Cause-
are you following all those
Yes,
principles?
every day.
Lovely. Lovely. Great. It's so lovely to hear your thoughts. And I'm totally astonished that at this young age, you're talking about such principles, about having a routine, about having your life so set, so sorted. I mean, that's really, really inspiring. Anish, tell me one thing. How do you incorporate teamwork into robotics? Or is teamwork really required in robotics?
If you're working in a team, yes.
Okay.
So I usually work in individual projects as I'm way ahead of all the other people in my batch, and I try to help them out a lot. If you have a group project, for example, a center opening, I looked at each of one of the bots. I looked where we could be more efficient with our paths. Okay, because we tried to make as many bots as possible, and we didn't have a lot of utility at that time. And I helped them with the program as well. I understood what the problems were, and I helped them out at that stages. My first priority is to finish my work so that I can, because my work has to be the best. I'm the senior most right now. There's a lot of pressure on me, and I have to be better. So I do my work. After that, I help them out. I see where they are going wrong. I see where they are doing good. I appreciate them on when they are good.
So, what's the average age of the other
Average age
students?
extremely young, like less than 9.
Less than 9.
Yeah,
Okay.
the recent joinees, the new batch, they're less than 9.
Okay.
Okay.
And you mentioned about you being in the highest level. So, what are the different levels that you have?
Alright, so the first level is the introductory level. In that level, you are introduced to all the parts. In the second level, you are taught how to program bots. We have a program in the brick. The brick is the brain of the robot. Okay, you can program it directly from the brick, but it does not have a lot of options in it. So we go to our laptops. We have a lot of options such as move, display, then looping certain parts, then creating if-else cases. We can do that. That's introduced in the second level. The third level introduces you to gears. Okay, that's one of the most interesting topics I've
The
studied.
gears.
Yes,
All right.
because they are the ones that are actually used in real life, in the more construction and factory side of work. And in level 4, you learn about rescue bots and other things such as weaponries. And in level 5, your hardware changes.
Okay.
Earlier, we operate at the NXT. Now, I'm operating on the EV3. I'm currently in level 5. I will soon shift to level 6.
So, how much time does it normally take for a student to go from the level 1, the intermediary level, or the beginners level to the highest level?
Like, if you're going slow and steady, you're just being consistent weekly, it can take up to 5 years. But if you are interested, you are completely invested into it, it will take you a lot less time. For me, I wasn't invested at first. Okay, it took the lockdown to get me invested because I had nothing else to do. Once I just created a cricket pitch out of all the cups in my house. Okay, we had a lot of paper cups. I created a cricket pitch. I made a baseball batsman. So it's a bot which detects a ball at a distance and it will just swing an arm. Okay. So I used it as a cricket bat. I used Uno cards as, points. Such as if it hits this tower, it's a 6. If it hits this tower, it's a 4. Okay. So that's
Wow.
how I spent my lockdown.
Super, man. I mean,
Yeah. So
it's mind blowing. Mind blowing. Really lovely. So that's wonderful to know. So, how do you think robotics can help, mankind in the future, or how do you see robotics contributing to humanity at large?
alright, a really good question. Like it. So first of all comes manufacturing. Okay, we see laborers working in factories right now. Robotics can help out with those things. We have heard of many accidents
Right.
in recent times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen. My first priority is to help the people. I told you that my favorite bot is the flood relief bot. The main reason is that it actually helps people.
Right.
Then there are a few fancy things such as the robotic arm. It can be used in factories, construction, and just a cool, decoration at your desk. So there are so many things that I can do. It can be its own separate field. Robotics is not the end. Okay, it's a field that can help out other fields. For example, AI. AI can be harnessed by robotics.
Mhm.
Like if you want to give AI a form, a real life body. That's a robot.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how, we cover all our topics, and it amazes me that I can do so many things at the same time while just doing one thing.
Lovely. So tell us something, Tanish. How are your family and your friends supporting you in your passion for robotics? How
Alright.
supportive are they?
So first, let's come to my family. They're really supportive. Like my sister always said that I can handle the business, but he will go in robotics engineering. I don't care what happens to the business. He will become a robotics engineer. Then my distant family, such as my aunts, uncles, they just come to my house. They see this on my desk, and they're like, "What is this? Explain to us." Okay, and that's the best part. Like I can talk about my passion, and they are taking interest in this because it's a field in education, and our parents always, like when someone is doing something in education, right, we always love it.
Right.
And yeah, they always support it. And coming to my friends, well, I create funny bots, like a dancing one, a robotic hand, and then other few funny things that on here and there. They enjoy it as well.
So do they tease you at times that you're so serious, you're always into
Yes.
gadgets and not having fun like them? So is it difficult at times to get along with your friends, or you
No,
manage to?
it's yes, sometimes it was like in early class 8 it was a hassle to get along with people, but then I realized that they just have a different perspective.
Correct.
And coming to one of your points,
Yeah.
you said, did I have any problem fitting in, right?
Yeah.
Well, and there is a principle in my life: work hard, party harder.
Right.
Whenever I work hard, I just work. Okay, I was set time that I will work this many hours, and if I know that my work was fruitful, I would go party with my friends. We would go out, we would meet somewhere, we would talk, we would do anything that we want. Okay, we just have a routine that yes, if you're working, we are working. If you're partying, we are partying. There's no end.
So great mantra there. Work hard, party harder.
Yes.
That's something that Tanish has been following, and I think we all can follow that same principle in our life. Let's not be too serious about things. We need to work hard, but we need to enjoy life much more. So I even got to know that you have a lot of interest in playing the guitar and then photography, especially nature photography. So how did you actually hook onto these hobbies? How do you get them?
All right, let's go one by one. First, let's come to guitar. My sister actually told me to play the guitar. I saw her play the guitar first time in class 3. Okay, and I was like, "Oh, this is a cool instrument." And then coming class 7 and 8, I really enjoyed music. Like my most played song was "Photograph" by Ed Sheeran. I know, poetic. Like I had 450 plays in a week of the same song.
450?
Plays. Like I repeated that song 450 times in just 1 week.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So like I was really into music, and I was like, can I play these songs as well? Then I discovered the guitar, and the rest is history. You know what? And then coming to the other one, photography, right?
Photography, yeah.
Well, in our school, we had vacant places for photographers. Okay, like for the school events, students would participate as photographers, and I had a really old camera. I still use that camera, and EOS 550D. It's like 17 years old, but yeah, it can click great pictures. And I just saw that I can capture a moment.
Correct.
Yeah, I can capture a beautiful moment of my life that I can remember later on.
So
What
what's
else?
your level in photography? I mean, how far have you gone? Are you still chasing it, or you're too absorbed with robotics now you don't get time for your other hobbies? Are you still pursuing your other hobbies?
Funny enough, I do all of them weekly.
All right.
Weekly, like I play guitar whenever I want. Okay, it's easy. Photography whenever I go out to a place, let's say the mountains. If I'm just going on a morning walk, I'll just pull out my phone and get a picture of a really good flower. Like even my wallpaper is I clicked it on my morning run.
Wow, this is clicked by you?
Yes.
Wow. Super.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, you have four major things you do. One is robotics, one is playing the guitar, one is photography, and one is playing the chess.
Yes.
So if I talk about one major lesson that each of these things teaches you, what would you say?
All right. Let's.
So for one word for robotics, one lesson that you learn from that,
Okay.
what would that be?
Robotics is versatile.
Versatile.
Okay.
Okay.
You can do anything that you want, just know your specializations.
Okay. And what about photography?
Photography, capture the moment.
Capturing the moment. And what about guitar or music?
Music as a whole, Uh, you can learn how to control your emotions
Correct.
really well.
And chess?
Chess, be strategic, you will always succeed.
Super. So I think each of these hobbies has something to take away from, and they are all the different facets of the human nature, and it's so beautiful integrated, and I'm loving it how diverse these all these different fields, and you are integrating them in your own life and enjoying all of them. That's so
It's
wonderful.
all about learning your perspective. For
Right.
example, there might be someone in this world who just likes music.
Correct.
Nothing else. He doesn't like going to seminars, attending business meetings. He just likes music.
Mhm.
And you can connect with that person with your own selection of songs. And then there might be someone who is just into business. You can talk to them about economics and other fields. So it just boggles my mind that I can talk to so many different views at the same time.
Correct. And so,
Yeah.
what's your favorite song? May I ask you?
Favorite song?
Or favorite singer?
Favorite singer currently has to be Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
And favorite band has to be One Direction.
Okay. So you play their songs?
Yes.
Okay. Great.
Like I learned Perfect recently, Thinking Out Loud. Photograph, I'm still learning it. For One Direction, I learned What Makes You Beautiful, Night Changes, and The Story of My Life.
Great. Great. So you also have interest in voice acting, I believe?
Yes, a lot.
So what kind of characters do you enjoy watching, playing, or doing? I mean, in acting?
Characters, okay. Villains.
Villains?
Yes. Because
Okay.
they can drop the hardest lines and you will just understand the meanings and some might relate to it. There was a line said by Green Goblin in Spider-Man which goes like this. But the one thing the people in this world love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying. Can you just feel the emotion in those lines? Can you just understand what that person has went through to say those words? Okay, and then coming to different characters, I do a lot of video game characters such as Valorant and TF2. Okay, from Valorant, I mainly do Sova. Sova is how you pronounce it, and Omen. Okay, they are more calm and collected. And I also like doing, rockish characters who are a bit more raw. It's fun, seeing how you can just do their voices. I also have, uh, I also have a skill called ventriloquism. So I can talk without moving my mouth. You can see I'm not moving my mouth right now. So yeah, I just love playing around with my voice because I can make it go like this. I can make it go like this. It's super fun.
It's so wonderful to see the different colors that you have in within yourself. Huh? Tanishq, I don't know where you draw all this talent from, but
Internet.
it's internet. Okay.
Yeah, like
So if I may ask you, what is your biggest strength or your biggest tool in your life that you use, as an individual?
okay, first are my morals. They always guide me the correct way, and I know if I take a decision, it won't be wrong. Next are the people I know. My network is totally my net worth. I have great friends, great mentors, and great people in contact. I can always call them up at 12 o'clock if I have a problem, and they're always there in my joys and my sorrows.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And the third thing that I use almost every day is a smile. Okay. If you see, a smile is a really valuable tool.
True.
It inspires your friends,
True.
keeps your enemies guessing, and ensures that whatever comes your way, you are the one in control.
True, absolutely true. So three tools that you mentioned. One was your network. One was your smile, and what was the third one?
And third one was my morals.
Morals. Wow. So your morals, your smile, and your network.
Yes.
Great. So such effective tools. I think it can open any challenge, any problem in life. Yes. Great. So and एक और question तुम क्या पूछने बोला था?
What would I recommend to people who are starting out?
Okay. Okay. So we'll take one last question. Okay. So Tanishq, if there is someone who is just wanting to start off with robotics or wants to have a feel of robotics, how do they start, or what is it that they need to keep in mind?
Alright, first of all, it has to be the mentality. They would have to realize that robotics is not the end goal. Robotics is the start. In class 2 and 3, I was terrible at math and computers. Okay, I did really bad in my classes. My math score was really low. Okay, like I scored 89, 92% in class 2, and my lowest was maths. Okay, followed by computer.
Okay.
But then I joined robotics.
Mm-hmm.
I came to know about all these topics. I came to know how I can calculate my approaches, and that helped me in my studies overall.
Okay.
So
That's
robotics wasn't my end goal. It was what helped me at the start, helped me gain the momentum, and now I can dive into a lot of other fields as well.
correct. Correct.
Like even if touch wood, but if I don't end up in robotics engineering, I can still go into software. I can still go into data handling, and that's just amazing.
Lovely. I think your thoughts are so crystal clear, and it's rightly said, if your concept in robotics is crystal clear or is clear, it is going to help you in your other subjects as well.
Yes.
And the way it has helped you in mathematics, it has helped you to have a better understanding, a better grip over physics and other science subjects. I'm sure the other children who are listening to this, you must know that robotics can help you get a better understanding with your other subjects and make you a better student as well. So, robotics is not just about pursuing the field of robotics, but it's also going to help you in your overall academics. So, Tanish, tell me one thing. When you do so many other activities, I'm sure it must be at times very challenging for you to concentrate in your academics. So, how good a student are you?
Better than my class.
Better than your class?
Yeah, like I have never went below top 15. Okay.
Okay.
And that was like my last grade. This year I dropped a bit because I got into a lot more hobbies. Like I started photography this year. Okay, and I played a lot of basketball and I did a lot of chess as well. Attended 11 tournaments in the span of 4 months.
So, what do you think? How important it is to be scoring good marks in school, and then, or if you have a choice between choosing the two things, like your other activities, be it your robotics, your chess, your other things that you're interested in, and then you
So-
have your academics. What do you think? Is the importance of both the things?
So coming to my choice, if I have the option today, I can leave my studies, I can go into robotics. I have the choice. But I would rather understand everything that I have in my course, everything in my academics, and then take a choice. I don't want to regret anything. The only thing I would regret is not taking the chance while I have it. And right now I have the chance to go over my academics, understand each and every topic, and learn more about this world, how
Correct.
it works.
Yeah. So it's important to strike a balance,
Yes.
right? So you do your academics, at the same time you chase your passion that you want to do and where you see yourself in the coming years.
And I try to find common ground. For example, in robotics, I cover a lot of topics that we have done in physics.
Right.
In class 3, I knew all about torque. Okay, so you can just see the difference that it creates. I can know a lot of topics early on. I have had hands-on learning experience with many of them. So it just helps me improve overall in all of my fields. For example, with music, it helps me calm my mind down. So if I'm doing some work, I can still play music in the background to just keep my cool. Coming to photography, it helps me stay focused because I use manual mode and we have to adjust the focal length every time before taking a pic. So it tells me how to be focused, how to be patient. And then basketball, how I have to work as a team. Robotics is just a jack of all trades. You learn everything in it, in my opinion.
That's so interesting, Tanish, and I'm sure the way you are shaping yourself, the kind of guidance you're getting, I think it's just a cakewalk for you, and I can see you really becoming successful as a robotics engineer. Seeing your direction, seeing the way you're moving ahead, it's really inspiring for a lot of young students and friends that you have. I'm sure they must be drawing inspiration from you as well. So, how do you handle the challenges or the emotional outbreaks that you have? I mean, what's your go to moment at that time? What do you do at that moment?
So right now I'm in my adolescence. I'm at the age of 14 and our emotions are volatile.
Yeah.
Okay. They can go out of hand real quick. We are short tempered, we can cry easily as well.
Correct.
So my first order of business is to control my emotions. I have to see where I went wrong. What was my one mistake that led to this failure? First, I would go over that. I would calm my emotions down because I know I cannot take right decisions in anger. Crying won't help at all in like doing that thing.
Correct.
So first, I would go back to square one. I would see where I went wrong, what were my mistakes, and what not to repeat. Do I have to change my approach? Can I just go from point A to point B, or do I have to go to a point C as well? That's what I have to analyze first, and then divide and conquer. This is a really good strategy. I break down my problem into multiple statements, such as let's say I have to fix a pipeline. Okay, so I will first see, is like the entire pipeline broken or is it jammed? If it's jammed, then it's much easier. If it's broken, then I'll have to replace it. What if I don't have the parts? Well, I'll go and get the parts, right? So I'll just see what are the problems and how I can fix it. I take a step-by-step approach and be aware of my utilities.
That's so wonderful. So, taking a step by step approach to the problem, understanding the root cause of the problem, and then with a calm, composed mind, solving it. I think
Yes.
that's the approach that you use. I think that applies to every field and everything that we do in our life. So, very nicely summed it up,
You see,
Tanish.
a calm mind is an organized mind, and
Correct.
an organized mind is a dangerous mind. It can always help you out.
Absolutely, absolutely, it can help you out. So great! It has been wonderful to have a conversation with you, Tanish, and I think people at large, our viewers, all the other children of your age, the students will do a lot of inspiration from your life, the way you are heading ahead, the way you are keeping yourself balanced in your academics, in your hobbies, in your passion about robotics. And there's so much to learn from that. So that's so wonderful. And we wish you all the very best for your future, Tanish. Wish you all the very luck and keep moving ahead, keep marching ahead, and keep inspiring all of us with your journey. Thank you so much for being here at Coffee with Chatterbox.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.